Hello, Lynn. Hello, Muthu. Hi, Maureen. Hello, Shivani.
Hello.
Hi. Hi, Junji. Yes, I can see you better now, Maureen. Hello, Yang. And Ashanti's here. No, not as yet.
Yeah.
Shanti is not here.
Ask her.
I'm just double checking. No. Do you remember where we finished last week on the charts?
I don't remember. I remember we finished everyone on the other program.
The other is different.
Yeah.
Okay.
I didn't. What happened?
I think we were doing the ascendant wise, so we finished everyone's.
Okay, okay. Yeah, of course. I forgot. I asked the same question this morning and I got the same answer. So, yes, thank you. At least. So, are you going to record Shivani? Is there? Because I can't see Shanti here.
I didn't see her either. Let me see. Maybe let's see. I think I asked Yang before. Maybe I can ask her.
Yang, can you record? She's here.
杨，你记得有一次我请你帮忙录制的吗？OK.
Okay, good. I'll just allow you to record. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Thank you. You are very smart. Good.
Now Shanti is here.
That's always.
Yeah. Okay. Maybe. Wait. Where's Shanti? I saw her.
I can see her. I can do for her also. Allow her to record as well.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. I'm giving you the interpretation. And there you are. Okay. Shanti, you got the recording allowed? Yes. Good. Good. Okay. So welcome everybody. Thank you for your patience. And we are just going to start So today we are talking about Graha Drishti, so planetary aspects. And this photograph is of Saturn. And the most important planetary aspect is of Saturn. That's why I've got his photograph here. And this is me at the Tirupati temple, Sri Venkateshwara temple, few years ago. And we continue with our class. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Om Vakratunda Mahakaya Suryakoti Samaprabha Nirvignam Kuru Me Deva Sarvakareshu Sarvada. Om Gurur Brahma Gurur Vishnu Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha Guru Sakshat Param Brahman Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Om Brahma Murari Tripurantakari Bhanu Shashi Bhumi Suto Budhascha Guruscha Shukraha Shanirahu Ketava Sarve Graha Shanti Bhavo. Om Tati Shankatusharavam Shirodaranava Sambhavam Namami Shashinam Somam Shambho Mukata Bhushanam. So today we are doing Shukra Nama mantra, the name mantra for Venus. Om Shukraya Namaha. Om Shukraya Namaha. Om Shukraya Namaha. Om. So, Bitu, you can't see the screen. Can the others see the screen? I've got the sharing. Yeah, I think Bindu, I don't know why you can't see the screen. Because I have the screen share here. Okay, maybe you need to log out and log in. Everybody else can see. Sometimes it's, I don't know. If you log out and log in again, that would be the best. Okay, so just want to tell you about a festival. This is Guru Purnima, and this is 3rd July 2023. Every year the day is different, and Guru Purnima is full moon in Sagittarius, and this is the day we honor the gurus, and our guru is Sage Parashar, so we are going to honor him. So you can honor him, honor your gurus if you have somebody who's shown you the light, somebody who's very important in guiding you. You can honor them. On the day you can meditate and honor your inner guru as well, that is helping you, guide you. And you can also do these mantras. Om Guruve Namaha. Om Guruve Namaha. Om Guruve Namaha. This is mantra for Jupiter as well, but it is for the guru. So this is the guru here. That's from thousands of years ago. You may have a physical guru that you can honor on that day. I would say anybody who's studying, this is the most important festival. Om Gurur Brahma Gurur Vishnu Gurur Devo Maheshwara Guru Sakshat Param Brahman Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Now in India and in China and Asia, this is on 3rd of July, but because of the time difference, those of you who are in USA, Guru Purnima will be on 2nd of July. And also I want to let you know about my India Temple Trip webinar. So I'm doing a webinar on 2nd of July at 9 a.m. I purposely did it. I'm in California, so it is Guru Purnima day here on that day. And so the program is in January, February 2024. But if you want the link, you can email me at komela9@gmail.com. So this week we are discussing something very interesting. We are talking about aspects, and it's called Graha Drishti. Graha is planets and Drishti is aspects. So Drishti has loosely been translated as aspect, but Drishti is much more. Apte Sanskrit Dictionary translated Drisht or Drishti as seen, visible, perceived, viewing, observable, experienced, suffered, endured. There are two important dictionaries that are available, Sanskrit to English translation. One is Apte Sanskrit Dictionary. The other one is Monier-Williams Sanskrit Dictionary. I think all of them are available online. So I have physical copies of them, but you can get it online. There are two types of drishti, Graha Drishti and Rashi Drishti. Graha is planets, Drishti is aspects. Rashi Drishti is aspects of signs. We will study it in year 2 rules course. Actually, in the year 2, we will study Graha and Rashi Drishti again. Planets from their position will aspect certain signs. By doing so, they modify the sign or the planets placed within them for better or worse. Planets only cast forward aspects. Aspect of the planet is always on the whole sign it is casting an aspect to. You have to think about an aspect like I'm sitting here, I'm looking at what is in front of me. So the planet is doing the same thing. He's sitting in one position and always aspecting in front. But planets also have special aspects. The aspect of the planet stimulate the house and the planet within. Nature of the aspect depends on the nature of the planets. Aspects represent interest, desires of the planet. They take energy from their natal position to the house they aspect. It can bless or challenge the houses. So that means that a planet is got a particular placement, but it has also got interests in specific areas of the chart. And this is really important to understand. The aspect of the planet is always on the whole sign it is casting an aspect. However, you can see more precise the aspect, the greater the impact. Let us say if you have Saturn at 2 degrees of Aries, Saturn will aspect Gemini from there. But if you have a planet at 2 degrees Gemini, then that will be the precise aspect. But normally, Saturn is aspecting the whole sign. So we are not concerned just about the precision. Planets will aspect houses even if there is no planet placed there. So these are the rules about the planets. All planets cast 100% aspect on the 7th house from it. That means like just I'm sitting, I'm looking straight. So anything that is in front of me, I'm looking at it. If Sun is in Aries, it will cast 100% aspect to the seventh sign from it, Libra, and the planets that are located in it. Jupiter, Saturn, Mars cast further aspects. Jupiter aspects 5th and 9th from its position, extra aspect of Jupiter. Saturn 3rd and 10th. Mars aspects 4th and 8th. Rahu Ketu also cast aspects 5th, 7th, and 9th from themselves. So here is the list. Sun, Moon, Mercury, Venus, they only have a 7th house aspect. Then Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, and Rahu Ketu, they have extra aspects. Mars 4th, 7th, 8th house. Jupiter 5th, 7th, 9th. Saturn 3rd, 7th, 10th. Rahu Ketu 5th, 7th, and 9th. So here what you are seeing is that the 7th house aspect of Mars, of all planets, have a 7th house aspect. But Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Rahu, Ketu, they have extra aspects. Then there are some other aspects. Planets cast 75, 50%, 25% aspect as well. These aspects are rarely used, but we should be aware of it. You can say that these are more advanced. When you go more advanced, for beginners, you just look at 100% aspect. 75% aspect is from Kendra to Kendra houses, so it is a strong aspect. So this is how in India it is said 100% aspect is known as 4 pada, full intensity, 75% aspect 3 pada, 50% aspect 2 pada, 25% aspect 1 pada. So we are only concerned with 100% aspect, full intensity of aspect. So today we are going to look at number of charts, but Joe Biden, he's the chart we will study later. So the nature of Drishti, this is very important. Aspects modify the planets. Malefic planets will cause damage while benefics enhance. Saturn, Mars, Sun, Rahu, Ketu aspects usually cause challenges and separation. Jupiter, Venus, Mercury, Moon will enhance. Jupiter aspects are very positive to receive. Saturn aspect is usually karmic in nature, as it brings about past life issues. Actually, the aspects are considered past karma. You get positive aspects, which is positive past karma, difficult aspects that are difficult past karma. There are many rules for these aspects, so you should try to remember them or you keep a note of it. Planets aspecting back to their own sign is positive as it fortifies the house. Many malefics aspecting one sign, then it is majorly stressful. This is the most important thing, that when you're studying aspects, one aspect is a little bother, but let's say many malefics, maximum 3 malefics can aspect a sign. And so if all 3 are aspecting, then that is a difficult energy. Aspects to the moon, if moon has many aspects, it shows a troubled mind. And if it has many malefic aspects, so if you have moon aspected by Saturn, by Mars, by Rahu, then you know the mind needs protection. So the most important drishti is of Shani, Saturn. Shani cuts away the ego by his aspect. His aspect is on 3rd, 7th, 10th houses from itself. Shani aspect has a separating influence. So, for example, if Saturn is aspecting your 7th house, it either creates a separation from spouse or it can create a divorce from spouse as well. The aspect of Saturn. Sometimes with the aspect, what you see is that first Saturn gives you that thing, then he can cause trouble in the relationship if it is aspecting the 7th house. So the myth of Shani Drishti explained why his aspect is so challenging. So Shani is called Krura Lochana. Shani is known as Krura Lochana. Krura means cruel, Lochana means eyes. Shani is a devotee. So the curse of Shani's wife. Shani is a devotee of Lord Krishna. One day his wife was seeking his attention. She got all dressed up and she was trying to get his attention, but she found Saturn deep in meditation to Lord Krishna. His eyes were looking downwards and sideways and he paid no attention to her. So his wife was equally fierce, so she felt ignored. And in her anger, she cursed him. You may not be able to look at someone else in future, and your sight will forever remain downwards. Whoever you look at, he will be ruined. So there's something about Saturn's eyes. He's not, he doesn't look straight. He looks at us sideways. You may meet people who don't look you in the eye, and they can have what we call shifty eyes, you know. But Saturn, as if he is looking at you, then that is a problem. The sight of Lord Shani remains downward forever. He became known as Krura Lochana. Krura is cruel and Lochana is eyed. His aspect is considered more negative than his placement. So what you have to remember is that Saturn is the planet of karma. So there are 4 positions in the chart. 1 where he's placed and 3 that he's aspecting. That are important areas where we have to learn something. Everybody has those aspects, 1 placement of Saturn and 3 aspects of Saturn. This is just for your information. There are 3 different names of Saturn's wife, Neela Devi, Manda Devi, Jyeshta Devi. They are interchangeable. Some places you'll see 2 names. Sometimes Jyeshta Devi is also his sister, but just giving you this information. Then there's another story about Saturn's aspect and Lord Ganesha. So Lord Shiva and his wife, goddess Parvati, invited all gods, including the planetary gods, to celebrate Lord Ganesha's birth. After his naming ceremony, the gods Vishnu, Brahma, Indra, Agni, Varuna, Surya, Chandrama, Mangal, Buddha, all the planets, Shukra, took him in their lap, had a look at him, gave blessings and gifts. This is very common in India that the people are invited. There's a function called the naming ceremony when the child is named, and then all the people are invited. And as Lord Shiva was a god, then all the gods came and the planetary gods also came. So everybody was there. And I have this lovely picture, he's not so little, baby Ganesha. And this is Brahma, Shiva, and Vishnu. And he's lying on a Shiva lingam. So last to look at the baby was Shani Deva. He gave his blessings and a gift to the child like others, but did not look at the child. His face was turned to the side. Goddess Parvati said, Shani Deva, you are dishonoring us by not looking at our child while giving your blessings. So Shani Dev replied, Lord Shiva and Goddess Parvati, you know, when I look at somebody, it brings destruction. So I don't want to bring any calamity by casting my negative sight on baby Ganesha. But Goddess Parvati didn't agree that Shani's look was so negative. She insisted Shani Deva to see her child while blessing him. Shani Deva continued to protest. Finally, he said, Lord Shiva, Goddess Parvati, I'm doing this on your request. I will not be responsible for the consequences. He turned to look at baby Ganesha and his head got separated from his body. Then, of course, Goddess Parvati was very upset. She said, Shani Deva, what did you do to my child? I asked you only to look at him, not to destroy him. So after that, the story goes that Lord Shiva got an elephant's head and put it on Lord Ganesha, and that is how Lord Ganesha got the elephant head and the body of a human. This story of how Lord Ganesha got the elephant's head, there are many different stories, and even this Saturn story may be told in some different ways. So I'm giving you one of the stories. So Shani said to Lord Shiva, this is why I always keep my eyes down, never look directly at anybody, but I know whenever I look at anything, I destroy it. So in our chart, Lord Saturn is looking at 3 houses. And so Shani's aspect of cutting off Ganesha's head shows his ability to cut off the physical ego of the individual. You know, that ego, and Shani is teaching us some lesson. It needn't be negative, but it's not about that I'm strong or I'm egoistical. Saturn will bother you about that. Saturn's aspect can also create some health issue as well. So now remember, Saturn aspects 3rd, 7th, 10th house, and it is regarded as more difficult as his placement. The houses Saturn aspects, their signification tend to be destroyed, or their relationship to them would be. I would say destroyed may be too harsh a word. You could say troubled or unsettled. If Shani aspects the 7th house, there's going to be destruction of a relationship in form of divorce or long separation. It can also lead to an unsteady marital relationship. We can also study Saturn's aspect by transit, but that is later on. So there are many remedies you can do for Saturn's aspect. Karma yoga, caring for animals, donation for good causes, yogic remedies, the Ashtanga yoga, you know, yama, niyama, pranayama, simplify your life. One sec, I need to add something here. Fasting. So many remedies, but next week I'm going to talk about fasting for Saturn, but it is important. If you feel that energy for Saturn, then you should be thinking about doing the remedies. So here we have now President Joe Biden's chart, and you can see in his chart that Saturn is in the 7th house. Now, how do you count the aspect? So 7th house, this is regarded as 1. 1, 2, 3. So the first aspect of Saturn is on his 9th house. And Jupiter, which is placed in the 9th house, and Jupiter is the 5th house ruler, 2nd house ruler. Jupiter's Karaka for children. So we could say 5th house ruler is more important here. And in Joe Biden's case, his eldest child died. Bo, his younger child, Hunter, has got drug problems. A very sad aspect in his life that in the 1970s, there was a car accident with which he lost his wife and his daughter, and both his sons were uh, uh, involved in the accident. So here you can see that Saturn, it doesn't happen to everybody. We are seeing some extreme example. But here what we are seeing is that Saturn is not only aspecting the 9th house, but the Jupiter, which is the lord of the 5th house and the Karaka of the 5th house. So that is where this aspect is there. Then Saturn's 7th aspect will be opposite to the Lagna. And here he's aspecting the Sun and Venus and Lagna. And maybe Lagna has taught Joe Biden some ego lessons, you know, how to be humble and to deal with that, but also sorrow, because, and this you see here, Venus is the 7th house ruler. Venus is also combust very close to the Sun, but then we have the Saturn aspect on Venus. And as I told you, that his first wife he lost in that accident, which he also lost his daughter, and both his sons were damaged by it. And then the 10th house aspect, so this is 7, 8, 9, 10, is on the 4th house, which is home, happiness, and also you could say he's born in Scranton, Pennsylvania, mostly living in Washington, D.C. So you can see the aspects and the issues. His second wife is perfectly okay, no problem, but I think the sorrow came with the first wife. And so, and I put here Saturn is the present Dasha Lord for Joe Biden. Dasha to be studied later in the course. Now, actually, right now, what you see here, Saturn is aspecting Jupiter and 5th Lord. And last week, it was announced that his son is pleading guilty to some charges and he's going to be indicted for it and he's going to plead guilty. So you see that the timing of Saturn with the aspect created the problem for him. Then I just wrote third aspect on 9th house Cancer and Jupiter. Jupiter 2nd and 5th Lord, Karaka of children. Jupiter has other Karakas, but you know, sometimes you don't have to think every Karaka will get affected. Something I feel because Jupiter is the 5th Lord and Karaka, so the 5th house got affected. And it wasn't that he didn't have children, but he has had to experience loss of 2 children. 7th house aspect is on Lagna, Scorpio, Sun and Venus. Sun rules 10th house, Venus 7th and Karaka of the 7th house. So again, Venus is not only the lord of the 7th house, it is the Karaka for woman, marriage and wife. And Venus has another problem in this chart. It is combust. You see, when you are looking at somebody's chart and you see combustion of Venus, aspect of Saturn, then you think, I wonder what the problem in this person's life is about relationship. And for a client, you can ask them, but for somebody like Joe Biden, you can look up on Wikipedia or some equal source that is there. So then let us look at so here we see that this is Atma Jyoti's chart. Saturn is in the second house. Saturn is strong in the second house. You can see own sign. But now from here, Saturn, third aspect, 1, 2, 3, no planet is there, but third house, that means home, happiness, mother. One thing about Saturn's aspect on fourth house can also mean that you're traveling a lot. That's because it's you're unsettled. So Saturn's aspect on the fourth house can bring that. Then Saturn is aspecting eighth house. No planet is there. But eighth house can be about secret knowledge. Saturn is also Atma Jyoti's Lagna Lord. So interest in moksha, transformation. That is there. No planet is there. Then Saturn aspects the 11th house and Sun. So 11th house is money, finances. Sun is also father, bosses. So you can look at that Karaka. Sun here rules the 8th house again. So some impact of the 8th house as well. And Bindu. So we see here Saturn is again second house, and it's aspecting the fourth house, home, happiness, mother. You got moon there. So Saturn's aspect on the moon can be a troublesome aspect. So you want to protect your moon through mantra, through spiritual things. Also, Bindu, you are Cancer Lagna, so moon is your Lagna Lord as well. So you see, you have to, you may already be doing it. It's not necessary that you're starting doing new things. But definitely then Saturn is aspecting Mars. Mars is aspecting Saturn as well. They are opposite each other. But Mars is your 10th house ruler. It's your 5th house ruler. So Saturn's aspect on Mars can create some frustration, unsettled career, and also 5th house, which is children. And the 10th house aspect on the 11th, no planet is placed there. 11th house is money. 11th house is also elder sibling. So there can be some separation or aspect with the elder sibling. So this is Emma. And we see here Saturn in the 8th house. 1, 2, 3. Saturn aspects the 10th house and the 10th house ruler. So 10th house is usually karma, career, profession. So Saturn's aspect can be bothersome to the profession. Sometimes these aspects also come into the own during the dashas. We haven't studied dashas yet. When we study, we'll come back to the aspects again. But Mars also is Karaka for siblings. So Saturn's aspect can either create a detachment from siblings or, lack of siblings. And then the 7th house aspect is on the 2nd house, which is money, finances. 2nd house is also connected to teeth, eyes, food we eat. So Saturn's aspect on any house can impact that body part of that house as well. And the 10th aspect of Saturn is on Gemini. No planet is there, but this is connected to children. So it's not that Saturn's aspect will deny children, but it can create a delay of having children, or it can create some difficulty in having children or detachment from them. So then this is Jaja here. Jaja has Saturn in the 4th house, and Saturn is aspecting 1, 2, 3. It's aspecting her 6th house, but here in the 6th house is Capricorn. So it strengthens her ability to overcome competition because it's aspecting back to its own sign. But it will still bother Jupiter and Sun, and Jupiter is 5th house ruler and 8th house ruler, Karaka for children, and Sun is Lagna Lord. So that Saturn's aspect bothering both those things. Also, Sun is father, boss. And then Saturn's 7th aspect is on the 10th house, which will be with the career. It's aspecting Rahu as well, but 10th house career, sometimes, it can create change of job, those aspects. And their final 10th aspect, Jaja Saturn, is on the ascendant. So at some stage, you may feel detached from yourself, or you may feel humble and need to be doing something for, ego issues. Now, one thing in Jaja's chart you can all see is that Jaja's Saturn is 2 degrees 43, sorry. Now, its aspect on Jupiter, which is 2 degrees 21, and ascendant, which is 319. That means this is what I call the precise aspect. Even though it is aspecting the whole sign, that exact aspect is more important to look at. So any questions, comments about this? Anybody wants to ask something?
Doesn't Saturn do okay in the 11th house when it aspects the 11th house?
No. The Saturn's aspect is always complicated. If it is placed in the 11th house, it's a good position for Saturn. But it's like you have to think of Saturn's aspect like a laser. So where he's going, that he's creating some difficulty there. And also to remember is that all of us have the aspect. So some area of our chart, it is bothering. Muthu, you had something to say?
Yeah. Actually, if the Saturn look at the Mars, it is a disaster or something. It's a very dangerous one.
It's more, I would say, frustrating. you know,
Okay.
it, I think the degree it can bring disaster, but it's not always the case. So you have to try, that is where we have to make up our mind that how much degree of pressure it can give.
Also, do we, I know we were talking about Saturn, but because you mentioned Rahu Ketu aspects,
Can
do
you
we,
just wait for that, for
okay,
the
okay,
question,
okay.
because I'm going to come to it in a minute.
No problem, no problem.
Yeah. Actually, the main aspects we look at is Saturn, Rahu Ketu, and Mars. So those are the main aspects for difficulties. So more difficulties than positive. Because there's so many difficult aspects, and the positive aspect is of Jupiter.
Hi, Camilla.
Yeah.
Do the planetary friendships, do they matter?
Not in aspects, no.
Okay, thank you.
So for example, Saturn, even if he's your best friend, if he's aspecting Venus, he's still going to bother Venus. Whereas Jupiter, even though doesn't like Venus so much, if it's aspecting, it is very good.
Okay, thank you.
See, what you see with the astrology is that as we going through step by step, things are revealing themselves to you. There's a lot to be revealed as yet. There's so many things, but this thing. So now we have Rahu Ketu aspects. Rahu Ketu aspect 5, 7th, 9th, and sometimes 12th house too. Often Ketu Drishti is not included, although I always study it. Many years ago, when I was sort of beginning with my studies, I'd read this book by J.N. Bhasin. He mentioned in his book Astro Sutras, and he said that people make a mistake not looking at Ketu aspects. And he was a very respected astrologer. And so I always use them, but I always get pushed back by my other friends and colleagues who say, oh, Ketu aspect is not used, but actually it's really important. And the 12th house aspect, in fact, of Rahu Ketu, sometimes I don't use it, but today, this morning, when I was looking at some of the charts, I felt that we should use the 12th house aspect. But 12th house aspect is little more interesting. Due to retrograde motion of Rahu Ketu, it will be on the 2nd house direct from Rahu Ketu, not 12th house. Now, the other aspects, whether you look direct or retrograde for Rahu Ketu, it doesn't matter. And for Saturn and Jupiter, it's only direct. It's not, you won't use them for retrograde. But for Rahu Ketu, if you look 5th house or 9th house, they are kind of interchangeable. So the 2nd house aspect is in the so here I have the chart of Boris Becker. He's the tennis star, and I've been showing his chart to you before. And let us look at Rahu Ketu aspect. So this is Rahu here, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So usually Rahu aspects in the same element. So it's a easy thing for you to see. If Rahu is in Aries, it's going to aspect Leo and Sagittarius. Now, in Leo, there is Jupiter placed there. And Jupiter here is his 5th lord. And in Boris Becker's case, he's married a few times, and his first wife children, he's close to his children, but they are separated. So here Rahu's aspect will be separating. So because of the divorce, because of he also went to prison, Boris Becker. So there's a separation with the children. And then he has children from different marriages, affairs. So, there is some bother here. Double thing is that Jupiter's Karaka for children, and he is the 5th house lord. But there's another role Jupiter plays. He's the Karaka for the 2nd house of money. And Boris Becker made a mistake with his money, with his taxes, and he then lied about it, and therefore he had to go to prison. So it's quite, the aspect, otherwise you'd see Jupiter quite good. Then the 9th aspect of Rahu is in his 2nd house. So I already spoke, he's aspecting the 2nd lord. It's aspecting the 2nd house and Mars, which is the Lagna lord. So you see that bothering, it's not bothered, he became a superstar. It was tennis, just brilliant. He was an announcer for TV. He was a celebrity. But that thing, something that is bothering as an extra. And here you see Rahu is 2 degrees, Mars is 29. So it's not a precise aspect, but it's still an aspect. So we would take that into account. And then Ketu aspect, okay, Rahu's 12th aspect falls in the 2nd house from, and 2nd house is marriage. And, he married first marriage that got ended in divorce. Then he's had, you can look up his history, but you can see that Rahu's aspect is there into the 7th house, but Saturn is also aspecting the 7th house, 1, 2, 3. So we have 2 aspects to the 7th house. So you can decide that, yes, there are some issues. Saturn is also aspecting his Venus. So these aspects, as you are seeing here, they're very important because they tell a second layer of the story. So this is, and then Ketu, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 4th house, no planet, but I don't think Becker's lived in Germany very much. Maybe now. And then we never count Rahu, Ketu aspecting the 7th from itself because we know Rahu is there. Similarly, Rahu is aspecting Libra with Mercury's there, but Ketu is already influencing it. So we usually don't look at that. Then Rahu is aspecting, Ketu's aspecting Gemini. Is all the air signs Ketu is aspecting. Then, of course, have I got another chart? Yeah, I just wrote about it so that you can see Rahu aspects Leo, Libra, Sagittarius. Lagna Lord Mars in Sagittarius, getting aspect of Rahu can be damaging. Ketu in Libra aspects Aquarius, Aries, Gemini. Ketu's aspect on 4th may keep him away from his home country. You see, you have to take into account that somebody who is not doing any remedies, is not protecting themselves, are following the path of worldly knowledge, you can say, of worldly life, then that is their that is there that you can need to protect. So Bindu, you said if you look at all the aspects, then they will mathematically aspect all your houses by default. That is not true. That is not true. It is sometimes they will aspect, but they have separate issues of what they do. Somebody has their mic on. I just need to look at the chart and then I'll talk to you in a minute. Okay. But I've never done the mathematics of it, so you have to check it out. But you see, the main thing with these aspects is that we are paying attention to areas that are affected, and then we are also looking at if any we also look at what dashas you are in, and we have not studied dashas as yet. So we are going to study that in a minute. So let us look at Jennifer's chart. And so see Rahu in the Lagna, it's going to aspect the 5th house and the 9th house. No planets are placed there. Rahu Ketu accesses together. So 5th house is children. Now, a friend of mine, he had Rahu in his Lagna, and he started Rahu Dasha. And I said to him, I said, you're going, it's a 5th house possibility having children. And he was 50 years plus, and he said, no chance. And he had 2 twins born. So that aspect of Rahu can also bring children, but it can also bring detachment from children, or sometimes living away from children. 9th house is father, guru. Rahu can show interest in foreign things as well. Now Ketu's aspecting Venus and Sun. So the Ketu's aspects are more difficult for you, Jennifer. Venus is ruling 11th house money. Sun rules 2nd house money. Venus is Karaka for marriage. Sun is Karaka for, ego also, for father. And then Ketu is also aspecting Jupiter, Saturn. And Jupiter Karaka for children, Saturn Karaka for work. So now regarding Ketu aspects, you can study yourself to know whether you feel that those areas are getting affected by Ketu, whether you have experienced something. And then Ketu's 2nd house aspect is on the moon. This is the 12th for Ketu because it's backwards. So moon can be, Ketu can also give interest in spiritual things, not material things. And Junjay, we have Rahu's aspect here, Rahu in Aries. Rahu's aspecting 10th house and Mercury. So Mercury rules your 11th house, money, finances. Mercury rules the 8th house, transformation, change. So 10th house Rahu's aspect definitely will give some change in career or job. And but other than Aries, no other aspect, because Rahu is aspecting Moon and Saturn, but Ketu is there. So usually we just ignore that because Ketu is with Moon and Saturn, so it's getting influenced by the Rahu Ketu axis. And then Ketu's aspect 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4th house, which is home. That can give you either travel or moving away from home, sometimes difficult relationship with mother. And then Ketu aspects the 8th house. So basically, I think the thing with the aspects is that, you see, what you are understanding is that planet may be placed somewhere, it's influencing something else. So that is what is important to look at. So here we have Levant's chart, Virgo, Rahu. So Rahu is aspecting Capricorn. It's aspecting Taurus, 10th house, career. So can give a change of career or change of job, unexpected quality. 6th house. Actually, Rahu aspecting 6th house can also trouble your enemies. So that could be quite good. But here we see that if we take Rahu's 2nd house aspect, no planet is there. Then Ketu, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ketu is aspecting Mars. and Mars is Karaka for siblings. Ketu is aspecting 12th house, which is moksha, spirituality. So Ketu can be interested in that. Mars for you rules the 9th house, which is father, and rules the 4th house, home. So there is possibility, some travel, something. And then Ketu is also aspecting 4th house and aspecting Venus. Venus rules your 10th house and also Karaka for marriage. So you see, these aspects are usually planets from their own position interfering in other areas of life. That is what is the way to look at it. And one more chart. And a Lin here, Rahu, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You see it's in a fire sign, so aspecting the 4th house, home, happiness, mother. It can take you away from home. It can make you travel. Rahu is aspecting Mars also, because Mars is part of the Rahu Ketu axis. So that is also 4th house lord. So that's a double confirmation. And then Leo, no planet is there in Leo. Secondly, now Ketu's aspect, Ketu 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's aspecting your sun and moon. So that can also, on a positive side, Ketu's aspect can give disinterest in material things, can make you more spiritual or interest in spiritual things, yoga. But it can also aspect the 10th house, so career, give change of career or do something different. Sun is father, boss, moon is the mind, and Ketu's, of course, has Sagittarius, but 2nd house of money. So from 6th house, Saturn is aspecting both the houses of money, 2nd and 11th house. So, sorry, it's not aspecting the 11th house, second house only. So you can think about that how it impacts you. So any questions, any comments?
Yes. Hi, Camilla. It's Natalie. I was just wondering if we could go back to Levent's chart. I just had a quick question
Yeah, what's
on that one.
Yes.
Yeah. So, like we had said that K2 is aspecting Mars and also the 12th house. And then we mentioned that Mars rules the 4th house as well. And so it was throwing an so would we say K2 is also aspecting the 4th house with the same strength as we would say K2 is aspecting Mars in the 12th?
That's right, because these are 100% aspects. We're only looking at full strength aspects.
Okay, so if there's a planet in the house that it's aspecting, we also have to look at what that planet rules.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
Okay.
the signification of the planet as well.
Okay, thank you.
Anybody else? Any questions? Yes. Okay. So Mars Drishti, 4th, 7th, and 8th houses. Now Mars Drishti can cause accidents. It can cause injury. It can cause surgery as well. Sometimes Mars Drishti is aspecting some area. And sometimes it is minor injury. Like I remember my Guruji telling somebody they had aspect that you'll always have small injuries, like, you just hit your foot somewhere or something, nothing major. But sometimes when there is a major aspect, then you think, I wonder what is the Mars aspect there. But here's Rihanna's chart, and you see here she has a Mars in the 10th house, and 1, 2, 3, 4. Mars is aspecting her Lagna. And, Rihanna, quite a few years ago, she was involved in domestic violence situation. And so you see that Mars aspect on the Lagna. Her then boyfriend, he hit her and she had a black eye and it was quite everywhere. But when she just started off, now that issue is not as strong there. And then Mars aspects her 4th house. And I think what was interesting was that he beat her up in the car. And 4th house is car as well. And Mars's aspect, 8th aspect is on the 5th house. Now, 5th house, she's had children, so no problem with the children as yet, no issue there. See, not everything gets activated, but say in Rihanna's case, you know that she had the violent incident. So you see Saturn aspect, Mars aspecting the 1st house, and then it's aspecting Rahu, Moon, Venus. So it's also Venus is marriage, Sirius, Moon is the mind. That must have disturbed her a lot. And this was way before her, because before she became she was quite famous even then. And so you can see that Mars aspect there. I don't know whether I have another. So basically what you're looking at is that natural malefic aspects are challenging. Some area of life where there are many aspects of malefics, then it is extremely tough. So you want to see that is there a lot of aspects to the same area. So for example, in Rihanna's case, Mars and Saturn are together. So they both aspect the 4th house. So she is born in Barbados, but I don't think she has lived in Barbados at all. So home country, 4th house. I don't know anything about her relationship with her mother. It could be transport as well. So they see the double aspect of Mars Saturn is going on to the 4th house. And so that is the thing that we are looking for, that if there is multiple aspects on certain area, as I said, so if you have like a conjunction, like she has Mars Saturn, then that is aspecting together. And it can also create injury to her chest area. So that is the thing with the aspect that you're looking at. So here we have Johnny Depp's chart, and you see he has Mars aspecting his 7th, is aspecting his 8th house and 9th house, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 4th house, 5th house, sorry, 4th aspect by the 5th house. So Mars is not, Mars aspect to Jupiter is there by the 8th aspect. And Jupiter is the 9th lord, and good luck. But Saturn is also aspecting Jupiter. And so you see the 2 aspects again, Mars and Saturn to Jupiter. So Jupiter can be his 9th house, his wisdom, his personal advice, his knowledge. So when you have these aspects, you have to try to protect yourself. That's the main thing, that you protect yourself from the negativity, because the negativity is hanging around and we have to learn how to protect ourselves. Here you can see Ketu, 12th aspect is on the 7th house. So 7th house, which is to do with marriage, is also an aspect that we can look at. So here we see Maureen's chart here, and Maureen, Mars here in Libra, 1, 2, 3, 4, aspecting the fifth house. So that could impact children. Then Mars is aspecting the 8th house, but see here Mars's own sign, Aries, so that's okay aspect, no planet is there. So it strengthens the 8th house. And Mars aspects the 9th house, no planet is there. It is strengthening the it's aspecting, so 9th house can be father and guru as well. Mars aspect is there, and Myra, Mars aspecting your 12th house, opposite, 1, 2, 3, 4. 9th house, father, guru, 12th house, ascendant. So aspect to the ascendant is to self. So sometimes Mars especially is a fiery planet. So he can bring anger to you. So anger or somebody else's anger. So you have to always be cautious about that. Though for Cancer Lagna, Mars is the best planet. But Mars is fiery regardless of being the best planet. So one has to see and protect that energy. And Mohini, Mars here. Again, we see that Mars and Saturn are together. So they are both aspecting the 3rd house. 3rd house is house of siblings. So this can bring, either separation or lack of siblings. We have an aspect on Jupiter too. And Jupiter is, children, husband, money. So a lot of karakas for Jupiter. So you have to see which one gets affected. Then Mars is aspecting 1, 2, 3, 4, 12th house. No planet is there. And Mars aspects the 4th house, home. So it can make you travel or unexpected anger against mother also sometimes. But the main thing here is that Mars and Saturn both aspect the 3rd house. So I would say 3rd house, Gemini has the most impact there. And Muthu here, Mars in Pisces, 1, 2, 3, 4. So Mars is aspecting Saturn. Actually here, Muthu, for you, Saturn is aspecting Mars and Mars is aspecting Saturn. So there is a mutual aspect between Mars and Saturn. But, Saturn is your 9th and 10th lord. So Mars can create issues with, 9th and 10th house issues, career, father, relationships. Remember that we have to study the dashas as well, because sometimes these things are not doing anything till you come into the dashas. And Mars aspects 5th house, which is to do with children, and 6th house to enemies or obstacles. But generally, Mars aspect on the 5th house is not easy. And because it can create some fiery energy regarding children as well. So I'm going to talk to you in a minute because there's more to cover, and then I will talk to you at the end of it. So then Jupiter Drishti. Jupiter's Drishti is very positive to get. It aspects 5th, 7th, and 9th house. It protects. It's a blessing from God or divine. And most importantly, when Jupiter aspects on benefic planets, he calms them down. keeps them under positive influence. He controls them in a way from their negative behavior. It's just like somebody's intention is negative, but they come under good influence, then they are not going to do that, and they're not going to be. So Jupiter's Drishti is very important, and it indicates the blessing of positive karma in our lives. So this is Prince Harry's chart, and really he has got Jupiter in his ascendant, and Jupiter's aspecting his 5th house and the moon, and aspecting the 9th house. So Jupiter will bring children to him, general blessing, wife, 7th house. He has had many relationships. Also Jupiter's aspecting his 7th lord. So marriage, definitely, relationships. So why Jupiter in the ascendant is so good? Because he's aspecting your 2 good luck houses. So he's stimulating the good luck energy. And this is Sadguru Jaggi Vasudeva. He also has Jupiter in the 5th house, and from 5th house is aspecting the 9th house of the Guru, 11th house money, and 1st house Lagna. So this is very positive. Jupiter, those of you who are have Jupiter 159, it's aspecting all the lucky houses. So that is a good aspect to have. So when you are analyzing the Drishti, study where the Drishtis are falling. Is there a predominance of malefic Drishti on particular houses or planets? Then they can be troubled. What we are looking at is their signification, Karaka, house rulership. Those are the things that get disturbed. Then especially check the aspect on Moon, Mercury for emotional stability and stresses. Benefic aspect will calm and promote, while malefic create challenges. What are the aspects of the Dasha Lord? This we are going to do later. But you see, in Prince Harry's chart right now, he's in Rahu Dasha. So Jupiter is not that effective because there's no Drishti of Jupiter. Even though the good luck is there, he's thinking he's not lucky because he's not getting the aspect, the Jupiter aspect. So when he moves into the correct dasha, then the dasha is quite important to look at. Aspects of positive planets increase the strengths, while malefics will reduce. Malefic aspects are considered problems from past life that are now disturbing, therefore reducing the power of the planet. So therefore, what you're doing is you're doing the remedy. You're trying to, it's like creating a protection for yourself. So you're working on that. I'm going to give you the aspects assignment next week. Keiko is traveling this week. Just remind me in case I don't, but I think I've got it there. And next week, we are going to start on nakshatras. So from next week, we are going to start on nakshatras. So let us look at a couple of more charts. And Natalie, so see, Jupiter is, firstly, you have got Jupiter's aspect 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th house. On the 4th house, home, happiness, on the 8th house, and on the 12th house. So Jupiter's aspect on, 4th house, happiness. And you see, you have Rahu, Jupiter together. So Rahu's aspecting also all those houses. So you kind of have a double aspect Jupiter, which is giving you the opportunities, and especially 4th house, Jupiter's aspecting to its own sign. You know, when I was starting astrology, I did the aspects, and I then made a chart and did all the aspects from, by hand. I did all the aspects. So that is there. So you have to print out your chart and make the aspects as well. So, so here we see Sabrina also has Jupiter with all the planets here. And now you see Jupiter and Rahu both aspecting the fourth house, strengthening. So moon is calming, Jupiter's calming moon down, but Rahu is aggravating the moon. So you see simultaneously then aspecting Ketu. So Ketu gets calmed by Jupiter. And then in Sabrina's case, Jupiter's aspecting the Sun and Mercury. So giving positive blessings to it. And also 8th house is house of inheritance. So Jupiter's aspect and Mercury being placed in the 8th house both give a positive energy for inheritance. Monica, I didn't see you were here. Okay, there's Monica. So you got Jupiter. So now here see Jupiter in the 8th house. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Jupiter's aspecting your moon. So that is very positive. Even though your moon is isolated, it's got the aspect of moon. So it's calming your moon down and it's helping you a lot. Jupiter aspects the 2nd house, money, finances, and aspects your 4th house, Sun, which is 2nd house ruler, Venus, 4th house ruler. Jupiter's aspect on the 4th house can make you happy, contented, good for property when Jupiter's aspecting the 4th house. I don't know, Myra, did I look at your chart?
Yes, you did. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. And we have Sage, Sabrina. So here we have a lot of you with Jupiter in the 8th house, but did I look at Sabrina already? It looks yeah,
Yes,
I
you already-
did. Yes, I did. Yes. Yeah, we finish at Sage. So here Jupiter. Now, even though Sage has Jupiter and Capricorn, it doesn't matter. It will still aspect and give good stuff. And here we see Jupiter aspecting the 8th house, which is of transformation, change, inheritance as well. 10th house, career, that's a very good aspect. And 12th house, moksha. Only problem with Jupiter aspecting 12th house is that it can make you very generous and make you spend a lot of money as well. But it can also give desire to travel, go abroad. You can see from 4th house, Jupiter's aspecting the moksha houses. You know, wherever Jupiter is, it aspects its own quality of the houses as well. So that is it for today. Any questions, anything? And next week we are going to start with the S's. So
Camilla, I had just a question about
yes, yes.
Saturn, and Saturn aspects. I know Saturn went retrograde, I think on the 17th. Is that right?
Yeah.
And that morning, my mother-in-law fell and broke her wrist, and that night, my dad fell and fractured his arm.
Oh my
And
God.
I don't know if my mother-in-law, like, I don't know her birth chart or anything, but my dad, I know he's in his Saturn Dasha. I think I would be able to see that from my chart, or would I only be able to see that from their chart and their Dasha?
Well, you know, Saturn is in Aquarius,
Okay.
and so it's not aspecting directly to your seventh house, but it is aspecting to no, it is not aspecting here. So I think it's not directly indicated by that retrograde. But you know, Saturn is the planet that can give you like a fall. So that retrograde, especially as they're older, then that could be there. Your dad, you said, is in Saturn Dasha as well. So just the change of the Dasha, not necessarily the aspect.
Thank you.
Mm. So if you notice that number of things happened around that Saturn retrograde, not necessarily just on the day. There was that submersible that went down, and then there was the Russia situation, and I don't know, all sorts of other things that are happening on a personal level as well. Okay, so I shall see you all next week. And thank you very much. Namaste. All the best.